I was scrolling through your website. I did a little bit of research on you, obviously, before the podcast, and I noticed that you seem to have executed on something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I just never pulled it off. So I want to ask you about it. You're washing for widows or something like that?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most powerful things we do. And about 4 years ago, Josiah, who's in a lot of our YouTube videos, he was doing a house wash. He walked up to the house, knock, knock, knock. Mrs. Jones, I'm here to wash your house, but also notice you have a ramp that's made out of wood, and it looks really covered with some moss. It needs to be cleaned so nobody slips down it. She said, "No, Josiah, I don't need you to clean it today. My husband passed away. We don't use it anymore." So he's like, "Sounds good. I'll get started. If I run into any problems, I'll let you know." He starts cleaning the house. It starts to rain. So he ends up throwing over his hood. He's got a little baseball hat on, or Brown's hat. And then as he's cleaning, he's hitting the eaves, and he's just thinking, and something inside of his head says, "Give this house wash away for free."
Mhm.
And he's like, "This is proximity, okay?" He ends up saying, "What would Josh think if I give this house wash away for free?" If someone is in proximity to you, they know how you would think and handle a situation. That's why you surround yourself with coaches and like-minded individuals. Josiah said he wouldn't care. Give it away for free. So he ends up finishing it up, go to Mrs. Jones, says, "Mrs. Jones, we're done washing your house." She says, "Great." She turns around, grabs a baggie, like a sandwich bag, with cash and change, and says, "Here's the money." And Josiah said, "This one's on us." When they exchanged that, she started bawling, crying. He started bawling, crying. And it felt like this is something we need to see more of. And so he called me a few days later and said, "Joshua, I have a baby chick. Don't step on it," which means a baby idea. Don't step on it. Visionarian. And he shared, "Hey, why don't we wash every widow's house in Nashville for free?" after sharing the story. And I said, "We'll go out of business to wash every widow's house. Do you know how many widows there are? And like, we got cogs and soap and insurance and labor. Like, how are we going to, you know?" And I said, "I'll chew on it." And so I finished my run. It was like a 9-mile run that morning. And afterwards, I called him up and I said, "Just because we can't do it for everybody doesn't mean we can't do it for somebody." I said, "Let's start washing one widow's house a week for free." And from that day forward, we just moved it up, and it's grown. We now partner with nonprofit organizations and wash widows' homes that are adopting orphans with the money that is collected from doing projects on these houses. So Browns now, we've been on Green Bay Packer Monday Night Football commercials where we're like, "Nashville, we need your help. We're trying to wash every widow's house for free." I was looking for some sponsorships and donations. We just got a bunch of nominations. And so we didn't make any money on it, but we washed a lot of widows' houses for free. And so now that's one of the things we do. And when folks come to Nashville for a boot camp for training on how to start and scale a business, we do all of our training on widows' homes. And so those that come in for a boot camp don't only learn how to wash a 2,500 square foot house in 45 minutes with excellence, they're also learning what it looks like to pray for a widow afterwards and hear her story, which is game changer. Game changer.